I'm a vegan. Yeah. Thank you. I'm a vegan because being a black person isn't hard enough. I'm also an immigrant, and people always ask me where I'm originally from. So I've recently just started telling people that I am from Wakanda. I do that because Wakanda is the only country in Africa that most people know. But I'm actually from Kenya, which is a non-fictional country in Africa. And when I was growing up in Kenya, I used to think that my mother's sweet, endearing nickname for me was Satan. So, Satan means Satan in my language. Like every single time my mother would catch me doing something truly awful, she would just yell out, Satan. But I later found out that she actually wasn't calling me Satan. She was just trying to perform an exorcism. And her exorcisms worked. Like, my mom was so great at exorcisms that she could have been the Pope of the Catholic Church. If the Catholic Church knew that women were people too. Thank you for those claps. Thank you for those claps. I usually get a lot of groans when I make that joke, which is always super interesting to me, because that's not the worst thing I could say about the Catholic Church. So I moved from Kenya to Texas when I was 12 years old. Wait for the jokes. I moved from Kenya to Texas when I was 12 years old, and adjusting to life in Texas was pretty difficult for me because the only thing that the Texans and I had in common is that I also had no knowledge of American history. Yeah. Like, I remember I was hanging out with these two white girls, and they asked me to draw the Texan flag. And so I drew the Texan flag, and I showed it to them, and they freaked out, and they were like, no, that's not it. Because what I had drawn was a Confederate flag. And so I asked these girls, if this isn't the Texan flag, then why is it everywhere? Like, why did I just see it on a baby's bib? Explain yourselves to me. And these white girls wouldn't tell me what this flag was, which pretty much means that these two white girls refused to tell me that black people in this country used to be enslaved. And that's when I knew that white women just cannot be trusted. Except for the white women in this room. Y'all are laughing at my jokes, so I like you. Yeah, no, adjusting to life in Texas was also really difficult for me because I didn't have any friends in Texas. None of the kids in Texas liked me at all. And I think one of the reasons why the kids in Texas didn't like me is because I told them that I was a communist. And I remember these kids would come up to me and they'd be like, oh my God, Marcela, how can you be a communist? Don't you know the free markets are God's will? Everything in Texas is God's will. And so I would just look at these kids straight in the eyes and tell them, listen, comrades. First of all, God is dead. If you'd have read Nietzsche, you would have known that. Second of all, have you seen pictures of Che Guevara? That man is one sexy communist. He's the only reason why I'm a communist. And for those of you who don't know who Che Guevara is, he was just like a younger, better-looking version of Bernie Sanders. And so when I got to high school, I had two goals. One was to make the debate team, and the other one was to lose my virginity. I made the debate team. Thank y'all so much. I'm Marcela.